I'm Sarah Marlowe. I'm the Deputy Skills Hub Manager at OxLEP Skills, and also introducing you to my colleagues, Leah Bryan, Oxfordshire Apprenticeship Advisor, Nikki Cooper, another Oxfordshire Apprenticeship Advisor, and Melanie Ringer, our Skills Advisor. So we're looking to talk about our social contract programme work today. That's a £1.7 million programme funded through the Community Outbreak Management Fund. We began this work in spring of 2022 and we are completing the work by the 31st of March 2024. And the main focus of this work is to address the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic, related mainly to the impacts on health and well-being for individuals, local communities and businesses. We're looking to support unemployment, barriers to employment, education and training. And we'll be working with those young people who've had educational disturbance or at risk of NEET, not being in employment, education or training. We're also looking to support our minority ethnic communities, improving social well-being and mobility. And we're looking to support those furthest from the labour market, particularly those who were vulnerable during the pandemic, or now with the cost of living crisis, looking to support them with food poverty and digital divide. And then we're also looking to support those over 50s who are in need of reskilling and upskilling. Okay, so we have 4 main opportunities for employers that we'd like to discuss during this webinar. As part of the social contract programme, we recognise the need to support businesses to understand the apprenticeship system, how to make best use of the apprenticeship levy, whether you're a levy payer or a non-levy paying SME or small to medium enterprise. We understand that businesses need support to navigate the apprenticeship digital account system, know what's involved in taking on and developing a first apprentice, or develop an existing apprenticeship programme. We know that businesses need support to navigate the huge array of standards and courses available, and that training providers who can deliver the training skills that they need, both for new recruits and to upskill and reskill their existing workforce. We know that businesses need support to understand how to access funding, including funding to support local people to take up the roles and help them to remove any barriers to starting in training and employment. We also know that businesses need to celebrate their apprentices and apprenticeship programmes as part of their social values and to build awareness of their brand, both to new recruits and potential clients. We know that a lot of work needs to be done to support schools, teachers, parents and carers, young people, to understand the value of all career pathways and focusing on levelling up the value of apprenticeships as a key piece on the government's agenda. OxLEP Skills have therefore developed, as part of the £1.3 million social contract programme, an amazing team to support you and can offer free and impartial advice and guidance, signposting and planning to ensure apprenticeships can work for you and the communities we're looking to support through the programme. So today I'll be introducing you to members of the team who can support you with all of these areas, and we'll be looking first at making the best use of the Apprenticeship Levy funds. Then we'll be looking at OxLEP's Oxfordshire Apprenticeship Grant Scheme, the Oxfordshire Apprenticeship Awards, and finally the Apprenticeship Ambassador Scheme. So I'm going to hand over to Leah and Nikki now, our Oxfordshire Apprenticeship Advisors.
Thank you, Sarah. So I'm going to talk about the Apprenticeship Levy, and just to provide a little bit of context. So within Oxfordshire, we know that there are over 200 levy paying employers, and roughly only a quarter of these we know are fully utilising their apprenticeship levy. As you may or may not be aware, any apprenticeship levy that is not spent after 24 months is currently returned to the Treasury. So our aim is really to support vital skills growth across Oxfordshire by providing free and impartial advice to businesses and encouraging them to really take control of where their levy is spent and to invest it locally. So businesses are currently able to pledge up to 25% of their unused levy to SMEs, charities and social enterprises. And we're currently working with employers in Oxfordshire to do just that in order to help grow apprenticeship numbers and retain the much needed funds here in the county rather than being returned to the Treasury. So as a business, you're entirely in control of where your levy is spent. You can stipulate exactly where by area, sector, and even down to apprenticeship level. So there may be a business within your supply chain that would benefit from hiring an apprentice, or a charity or a social enterprise that you wish to support. On the other end of that, we're also supporting small and medium-sized enterprises, social enterprises and charities who would like to access the apprenticeship levy to pay for their apprenticeship training. So I would like to hand over to Leah now, who will talk you through the work that we're currently doing and provide some examples. Thank you.
Thanks, Nikki. So I'm really pleased to tell you all that so far we have managed to pledge or work with businesses to pledge £173,000 back into the Oxfordshire community. Our goal by the end of the project is to have pledged £1.3 million back into Oxfordshire, which we're really confident that we will be able to do. You can see from this slide the businesses that we've already worked with that have made those successful pledges. So Jacob Darragh Burts, based in Banbury, the University of Oxford, Pearson's and Ensham Partnership Academy. If I can have the next slide, please. So through the levy pledges that have already been created, we have been able to support the following new apprenticeship opportunities. So apprenticeships in PR and comms, nurse associate, sports coach, leadership apprenticeships and town planners. And the type of employers that have benefited from these pledges include local GP surgeries, a local hospice, local primary schools and us ourselves at OxLEP. We're really pleased to have received a pledge from Oxford University to support a PR and comms apprentice within our team. If I can hand over to Mel.
Thanks, Leah. As Leah said, we've been very fortunate ourselves at OxLEP to have benefited from some apprenticeship levy transferred from the University of Oxford. And Sophie, you can see in the photo there, works with me as our PR and comms apprentice who supports with the programme and our other work around promoting apprenticeships. Sophie joined us in December through the government's Kickstart programme, and it's been absolutely brilliant for us to be able to offer her the opportunity to progress her career as an apprentice now through this scheme, and she's now working towards a level 4 PR and comms apprenticeship. It's also absolutely brilliant for OxLEP. We've learnt about the process through taking part in it ourselves, and so we can reassure you that it's very easy to do, particularly with the support of Leah and Nikki to help you through it. And it's been great to have that opportunity to have an apprentice working with us, and Sophie brings so many fantastic skills and ideas to our team which really benefit us, and she's a real key member of the team. So it's been a great experience for us, and definitely encourage you to do the same. Thank you. Back to you, Sarah.
Thanks everyone, that was really useful information. So on to our Oxfordshire Apprenticeship Grant Scheme, which we're delighted to offer to businesses to apply for on behalf of their apprentices. You can apply for up to £1,500, or if there are exceptional circumstances, for example, your apprentice lives in an area of deprivation in Oxfordshire, then we may well be able to support you with up to £3,000. Employers claim on behalf of an apprentice, and you're claiming for support to help remove barriers from either starting or completing an apprenticeship. Unfortunately, we're not able to support you with statutory items, so things like health and safety equipment, but we can support you with non-statutory items. So we're looking to support perhaps with travel bursary or digital IT equipment. Perhaps there's a specialist piece of equipment that your apprentice needs in order to move further with their qualification. Grants are still open for applications. We've got just under £200,000 that we'd like to give out. So please do apply now, and we look to pay your claims as quickly as possible for you. So just to show the kind of availability on grants, so we've already agreed £72,836 and we're looking to spend our full £200,000 goal. So as I say, please do get your applications in as soon as possible. Okay, I'm going to hand back to Mel now to talk to you about our Oxfordshire Apprenticeship Awards.
Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, so we launched the Oxfordshire Apprenticeship Awards 2023 at the OxLEP annual event at the beginning of November. This is something that we've been doing now. It's our 7th year, and we hold the awards annually to celebrate the successes of Oxfordshire's apprentices and also those that support them. So the employers, the training providers and the school and college colleagues who inspired them to start their apprenticeship in the first place. So there's a category for everyone, whether you're a small employer, a large employer, whether you inspire future apprentices through your work with schools and colleges, whether you're an individual at a training provider, a school careers lead, or an apprentice who is doing great stuff. There's a category for you. So OxLEP lead on the Apprenticeship Awards on behalf of businesses and organisations who sponsor the awards. They also judge and award the finalists and winners for each of the categories. We're delighted that JDE Banbury are our headline sponsor this year. As Leah mentioned earlier on in the presentation, they have been very generous in pledging some of their unused levy to support local organisations. They're also championing apprenticeships by being our headline sponsor this year, and that's a great message around the support for apprenticeships. So if you're interested in coming along to our evening on the 18th of May next year at Williams Formula One, we'd love you to enter or nominate an apprentice or a colleague for the awards. They'll be open until February, just after National Apprenticeship Week. If you visit oxfordshirelep.com/OA Awards 2023, you can see the criteria and download the entry or nomination forms, which are nice and easy to fill in. It's a great way to recognise the commitment of your staff, the successes of your apprentices, and you as an employer as well, and everything you do to offer opportunities to local people. And you can also follow us on social media, #OA Awards 2023 across our platforms OxLEP Skills and Ox on Apprentice, to keep up with all the latest news about the awards. Thank you. Next slide, please. Something else that Sarah mentioned earlier on is that also helps to champion and promote apprenticeships here in Oxfordshire is that we run an apprenticeship ambassador scheme. So we work with 42 secondary schools and colleges across Oxfordshire, including special educational needs schools, and our apprenticeship ambassadors are current or recent apprentices who have volunteered their time with the agreement and support of their employer to join our work and support that work to visit schools and colleges and speak to the students about what it's like to be an apprentice. So they really bring to life what it is that they do in their jobs, explaining that, talking about the process of applying, and really bringing it to life and making it real, and inspiring apprentices of the future to find out about and be interested in doing an apprenticeship themselves. Our ambassadors promote their sector and their employer, so they're a fantastic resource. If you have any star apprentices, as well as entering them for an award, you could also put them forward to take part in our scheme. It's completely free to do, and it gives you an opportunity to promote yourself as an employer and also give your apprentice some opportunities to develop their presentation and communication skills. So get in touch if that's something that's of interest to you. Thank you. Over to you, Nikki and Leah.
Thanks, Mel. So what can you do next? Next steps. So come and talk to us if you want support with any of the following. All of our support is free and is impartial. We can help you with unlocking the apprenticeship levy if you're in receipt of it. Equally, we can help you to access it if you are an SME. We can match you up with a levy paying business. We can support you in applying for the apprenticeship grant on behalf of an apprentice that you have. And we can also support you in entering or sponsoring the Oxfordshire Apprenticeship Awards, as Mel has just mentioned.
Also, if you have apprentices or you have an apprentice that you think might like to be an ambassador, or you'd like to talk to us further about exactly what an ambassador does, then do get in touch. And also, as mentioned previously, if you're looking to get engaged with local schools and colleges in order to raise awareness of your company and look at your future talent pipeline, then obviously do get in touch with myself or Leah, either by accessing the QR code that you can see, or do email skills@oxfordshireLep.com, and either myself or Leah will get back to you. I'm more than happy to talk to you. And now hand back to Sarah. Thank you.
Thank you both. So yeah, as Nikki, Leah and Mel have said, please do get in touch with us. If you want to find out more about the different opportunities that the OxLEP Skills team can support you with, please do click on the slide link here to see our brochure pictured there on the right hand side, which has details about all the different opportunities available. Also, please find the time, just 7 minutes, to go onto our OxLEP Business Support tool. As it says, it does just take 7 minutes to complete, and in return you'll receive a plan for OxLEP support and all the different offers available, and that includes all the apprenticeship advice that we've talked about here today. So please do take the time to have a look at that, and hopefully we'll be able to support you soon. So now's our opportunity for any question and answers. And thank you very much for your time. Mel, do we have any questions?
Yes, thanks, Sarah. We've just got a couple, if that's okay. I think, and thank you all for a presentation. I think that really sort of answered a lot of the questions, but there's one or two. So in terms of timescales, so if an employer is thinking about taking on an apprentice, kind of not straight away, but maybe next year, is there any timescale for the programme, or when should they approach you to start at that conversation?
Leah, shall I hand over to you for that one?
Yeah, certainly. So I would say approach us at any time. If you're in those kind of early stages of thought about how to recruit and what apprenticeship standard to look for, do reach out to myself and Nikki, and we can support with that. Generally, I would say in terms of going from setting up your looking at the apprentice you want to recruitment, probably takes 2 to 3 months, unless you have someone specific in mind to take up that apprenticeship. But myself and Nikki will gladly support you and advise you along the way.
That's great. Thank you. Thanks, Leah. And one of, I think this has already been mentioned, but is there any charge to business for the support that you offer through this programme?
No.
Sorry, Leah.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I was just going to say that there is no charge at all. I don't know, Nikki, if you want to add to that.
No, just to reiterate really that all of the kind of advice and support that we offer is all free of charge. So
if I just add to that businesses will probably just need to satisfy subsidy control compliance around any support that we give, but again the advisors can support you with that. No need to worry about it.
Great, thank you. And also you mentioned that the grants are still available at the moment. Is there a closing date for those grants?
We haven't got a specific closing date, Mel. We are looking at trying to release those funds to support apprenticeships as soon as possible. We really need to support on those barriers to making sure that those starts get going and apprenticeships are able to complete their qualifications. So there isn't a specific deadline. Once the 200,000 has run out, then unfortunately applications will close, or if we find ourselves at the end of our programme before then, which is March 2024.
Great, thank you. No, I think that's all the questions. So thanks everybody. Just to add, if anybody is watching this back, if you're interested in finding out more, obviously get in touch with the team or visit our website www.oxfordshirelep.com/social contract, and there'll be links there to all of the things that we've spoken to you about today as well, if you want to find out more. So thank you all for your time. Back to you, Sarah, for the final word.
Yeah, as Mel said, thanks very much for your time, everybody. We really look forward to working with you, to supporting you, to providing you with guidance and to supporting your apprentices. So we look forward to meeting you soon. Thanks, everyone.